Taurus, you're in a time of infinite rebirth and transformation. So let's get into your cards for this week. All right, Taurus. First, we're going to get into your main reading, which I pulled before we got started, and then we're going to end with some guidance from the Beyond Lumeria Oracle deck. So let's get started. I can see that it's kind of been interesting times for you lately. You had the Hierophant, the Hermit, and the Strength card come out. So the Hierophant is all about gaining knowledge and learning new skills, right? And it's also a very higher learning spiritual path as well. And being paired with the Hermit to me says that you've been doing some inner work, right? You've been reflecting and asking yourself questions like, what is it that makes me happy, right? And just doing, some shadow work or working on what hobbies do you need to build in your life to be happy and like that kind of stuff. And in doing that, you've been learning and gaining a lot of inner knowledge that is allowing you to strengthen yourself and build a really healthy foundation for yourself. Um, I can see that, recently you haven't been emotionally content, like maybe bored, maybe feeling just like you're getting offers from people, but you're not happy with the offers that you're getting. You're just kind of sitting there like, okay, I guess this is it type of energy, right? And so I think that's also why, you've been trying to build more hobbies and more aspects of yourself that make you happy, maybe beyond work and what you've currently got going on because of the emotional discontentment, right? So I can see you, feeling kind of worried, like you're guarded and you're looking over your shoulders, right? And you're wanting to like shed your old skin. I know that sounds strange, but you're wanting to like change. You're wanting to flip the script and you're wanting to like charge towards what makes you happy and passionate, like things that really really drive you passionately. Excuse me, I need some water real quick. Okay. But yeah, you're wanting to go towards what makes you happy, right? What's your passions? And this is because, you've been through some heartbreak recently. It doesn't say a whole lot about this heartbreak, but I can see that you've been through some heavy times emotionally. And I think that's, to me, everything in your reading so far is like a transformation is happening. Like you're going through, like what moths do, right? You're cocooning and growing internally, and then you're going to, emerge into this new person and go on this new path, right? Like you're transforming. Mercy, I need more coffee. um, but it's, I'm not saying that the heartbreak is driving this, but it's definitely a reason why you want change. Um, And I can see that you're trusting your gut on what you're wanting to manifest. So it's really beautiful to see you go from like, learning more about yourself and having the strength to do that, right? And go for what you're passionate about and work on, releasing what was and trying to work on new, hobbies and things that make you happy so that you can like, essentially become a different person in a way. We all change. We all go through these like life changes, right? Where at one point in life, these were the habits and the things that we did and the routines that we had that made us happy every day. And then we get bored and we want change and like, if something happened to you that was heartbreaking, then it's like, okay, this is time for change. Like, I'm going to cut my hair, I'm going to change my job, like, might get a new wardrobe. Like, I know that's all superficial stuff, but you know what I mean? Like, you're shedding the old and transforming into the new. And because of the work that you've been doing and the learning that you've been putting the time into about yourself, you're trusting what you're manifesting. You're trusting your gut and what you're going to bring in, right? So, yeah, let's get some guidance for you this week, Taurus. What guidance do you have for Taurus this week? What guidance do you have for Taurus this week? Okay, so you got the infinite and you got full spectrum. Let me show you what these look like. I love her artwork. It's just so freaking beautiful. Stunning. Okay. Anyways. So, the infinite. This card of rebirth can appear after challenges that have required a level of surrender. You have arrived at a beginning. Revel in your new found inner freedom. This card of rebirth can appear after challenges that have required a level of surrender. You have arrived at a beginning. Revel in your newfound inner freedom. Blockages have fallen away, doors are opening, and there are opportunities to step into. Stretch your wings and see how far they can reach. Rise from the ashes like a phoenix born anew, ready for a new cycle of growth. Celebrate, honor the road that brought you here, and prepare to take flight with the tools that you have gathered through your elevation process. The eternal life force, cycles of growth, rising from the ashes, many deaths and rebirths within one's life. You are so much more than your physical body. So, what did I say? Like, you're going through a transformation, right? Like, that's what your whole reading felt like, and like after, many deaths, which are to me always like huge pivotal moments that happen that we don't expect to see coming, and they push us into these areas of life that we weren't, like, we were comfortable, and then these things come up and they make us uncomfortable and they push us into these dark places, and then we have to learn more about ourselves and grow in different ways because it challenges us in a new way, right? But it's all part of, transformation and rebirth. Okay. So let's read 26. Okay, step out of the black and white mentality of judgment. Go beyond the concepts of good and bad. This card invites you to honor the full spectrum of life and find a new way of perceiving your situation. When we judge something, we create a story around it. These stories often create limitation. Subconsciously, we gather so many of these stories over a lifetime. To heal our disease and crystallize the new way, we need to create a space of no story where miraculous healing can happen. This space empowers us to be all we are and allows us to know our truth. It says, creating heaven on earth by honoring the perfection of nature's cycles, going beyond the judgment of good and bad, the merging of duality, raw nature, earth wisdom, connecting to ancestors, shadows of as the fertile soil of exponential growth. The way forward is in the whisperings of the land. Honor the full spectrum of life. Essentially, what I'm gathering from that is it's saying, like, don't judge the good and the bad. Like, make peace with both the good times and the bad times, right? and, explore the shadow sides of yourself in order to grow and heal and have a more fertile relationship with yourself, right? So, again, like, your entire reading was really beautiful and all about learning more about self and transformation. So, yeah, that's what I have for you this week, Taurus. If this message resonates, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would truly appreciate the support, and have an awesome day. Bye, my little mystics.